So there's this big orange ball that he loves, right? Throw it in the pool. He jumps after it. This ball's it's big, so it's like it's probably the size of my head, and he himself has a very big head, so his jaw is open wide like this, like that. He's grabbing onto the ball, and normally the dogs that I've seen that have been exposed to this, they will naturally like paddle,
Hmm.
right? Well, he goes vertical. When he grabs onto the ball, he starts sinking, and so we have to save him. Yes. And I've never seen anything like it. Imagine a big Rottweiler that just goes vertical and is only using his front paws and his back paws just go completely limp.
Today's episode, we're going to be talking about, is this normal or is it just my dog? I felt like when I had my German Shepherd, she would do things that I really needed to know if it was just her or if, you know, other breeds did this as well. She used to walk into our glass sliding door every time, even though she knew it was there. She just would want to walk into it. So I'm excited to see whether or not some of these things are normal for you guys, or if you feel like you've never had your dog experience this and have no clue what we're even talking about.
That's so funny. I've seen other animals do it on video, but I want to say it's not normal for a dog to walk through a sliding door.
That's what I said. She was a very special, she was a special lady to say the least. She eventually learned that the door was there, so she wouldn't run through it. But I think it would confuse her because we'd sometimes keep it open and have the screen just closed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she just liked outside, so I don't blame her.
Okay. That kind of makes sense. Okay, so another one. Is this normal? Always throwing up on the rugs and never on the hard floor.
You know, whether or not it's normal, I can't say, but whether or not it happens consistently, I can agree that I feel the same way. It was never in a spot that was easy to clean up. It was always in either the worst place or a place that was like easily stained or just was a pain to deal with. Yeah, I'd say normal, but that's just my experience.
So I don't know if it's normal for you guys. It is normal for our dogs, and sometimes I think that they're trolling us. I really do. I don't know what else to think when there is the wood floor is literally they just have to turn their head and they will throw up on the wood floor, but instead they choose to throw up on the carpet. And my husband and I, you know that noise when they're about to throw up? I'm not gonna try
Hmm.
to recreate it. It sounds like they're gurgling something, right? But it's a very distinct noise, and it's like it sounds like their belly or their throat's coming up.
Hmm.
So we're so trained in hearing this, right? I kid you not. We're so trained. Like we'll wake up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. because all the dogs sleep in the room with us. So it's four dogs. And which I know is not normal. Okay, don't judge. Anywho, we will wake up at whatever time it is, and when we hear that gurgling throat noise, we'll get up and instantly we'll pick the dog up or we'll drag the dog to like somewhere that's off the rug. And our room has hard floors, but they just for some reason they choose the rug. So I don't know. It's a thing. It's a thing.
I agree. I agree with you. I think they're trolling you guys a little bit, especially since there's four of them. Like they definitely know. They're smart. They're smart dogs. They know what's going on.
All right, give us one more, Allie.
Oh, this is another one. Refusing to poop in the rain. My dog did not like going outside in the rain. I don't know if she was scared of it. I don't know what it was, or if she thought it was like the bath, because every time we'd put her in like the bath and we turn on the shower head, like she'd lose it. So the rain was not her friend. But she would not go poop in the rain. We could barely get her to go pee. She would like go out, just like didn't like the feeling of the wet dirt, I guess, or wet grass, go pee quickly because she knew she had to go, and then immediately was back onto the like concrete to go up the stairs. I'm like, okay.
That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, they're just yeah. Whenever it's raining outside, I'll open up the doors. The dogs go. They take a step out. They look at me like, "Are you kidding me?" with their sass, and then they just turn back around. So it happens every single time.
I swear, they just know.
Absolutely, awesome. Okay, let's do one last one. Let's do one
Yeah,
last.
yeah, yeah, go for it.
Let's see. Okay, this is a good one. Acting starved after they've eaten dinner. After they feed.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if this is normal, you guys. You tell me, do your dogs do this too? Are they just naturally designed and inclined to be this way, but I kid you not, I give them a delicious full dinner. And when I say delicious, I cook this myself, okay? I cook this food myself. And they'll eat all of it. I give them a little dessert treat afterwards, like a little cookie peanut butter Oreo thing. And after that, they, I'm eating dinner myself and they'll come and they'll just look at me like they've never eaten anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know, absolutely. My boyfriend's dog did.
Audacity.
It is. It's ridiculous. My boyfriend's dog did that to me this past weekend. I like fed him a little more than actually I was supposed to. He only gets three-fourths of a cup, and I fed him a cup. He looked at me like I had just like starved him of everything he had ever wanted in his life. And then every time I would take him out the rest of the night, he would just eat the grass. I'm like, okay, okay, that's fine.
The nerve of you, Allie.
I
How
know.
dare you?
I was like,
How dare
you're all
you
done.
not give
I
him a
know.
second dinner? Do you not know
Exactly.
that he's a hobbit in
Yeah.
disguise?
We give him what they call bonuses. It's very
Oh,
cute. He knows a bonus. He's like, "Do you want a bonus?"
that's so funny. I'm gonna start using that. But then my dog's gonna be fat, so it makes oh gosh. Awesome. Well, all right, you guys, tell us, is that normal? Do you experience that? Are we just some outliers? Who knows?
I am so excited. This is one of my favorite parts of the whole show. It is time for hot.
Takes.
Okay,
All right.
good.
All right. So let's get into hot takes.
I'm excited.
Okay. Number one question. Allie, how long does it take to receive my pet peed right after I order it?
That is a fantastic question. Our normal processing time is 24 to 48 hours. We typically will have your product shipped out by then. But once it gets shipped out through one of the carriers, we use mainly UPS. Sometimes that can take anywhere between 1 to 5 days, depending on where you live in the country. So since it's being shipped from Texas, typically it would take less time if you're in one of the surrounding states around Texas and a little bit longer to get to if you're one of the outward states. But typically it can take anywhere, I would say roughly about a week.
Awesome. Great. Okay. So, number two, does the stain disappear under the UV light?
So the UV light is kind of a catch-22 in the sense that sometimes the stain doesn't go away completely under the light because of certain salt crystals, but it is, as long as it's not visible to you on the surface and the stain and odor are gone, you can declare that a success. Sometimes it's just certain crystals in the urine or in the stain that may not always stop shining under the UV light, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the area isn't clean. It is still clean and the stain and odor is still gone. That's why sometimes it may completely remove it and other times it won't. So,
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much.
of
All
course.
right. And lastly, so I've applied it once and I feel like it's just still there. How many applications of my pet pee does it take?
So, what we always like to tell everyone is standard, it usually takes anywhere between 2 to 5, give or take. Now, everything varies. Every stain is different, every stain treatment is different, and you don't get your hopes up that if it doesn't work after the first try, that it doesn't work at all. Some people have incredible success. Usually it tends to be with fresher stains. It'll come out in one go if you get it right away. But even in that case, sometimes your dog had a very heavy accident and it may just take a couple more applications. So don't fret if one time it takes you only one application and another time it takes you anywhere from 5 to 7. It really is dependent on the stain and the surface and just the severity. If it's an older stain, it'll take more. If it's a fresh stain, it might not. So it can take anywhere between 2 to 5, give or take, is what we like to say.
Okay, 2 to 5. Great. Thank you so much for explaining that, Allie.
Of course.
All right, you guys. Well, we're coming to an end of Coffee Talk for this week. We are super excited to get with you guys again next week. Have more fun discussions around animals and pets, and then get into hot takes and tell you a little bit more about what's going on behind the scenes with my pet peeve. Allie, love talking to you, and then you guys can't wait to see you next week.
Same here, Cece. Have a great rest of your week, everybody.
Bye, guys.